Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here. I am sat with Velvet Thunder. Finally, Velvet Thunder and I have got together and we will be discussing a lot of stuff to do with professional wrestling. And that's why you're here. You're here to watch all this stuff. So, welcome, Velvet Thunder. Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? By the way, hey, I'm Velvet Thunder. That's how you say Velvet Thunder.
So, I'm Velvet Thunder. Is that right?
I'm Velvet Thunder.
I'm Velvet Thunder. I'm gonna have to practice.
You're getting there.
I'm gonna have to practice on that one. All right. Okay, Velvet. Tell us about yourself. Tell me what got you into professional wrestling. Who are your favorite professional wrestlers? What do you aspire to be? Tell me all about yourself.
What got me into professional wrestling is pretty simple, actually. I just wanted to make something out of myself. I'm the type of guy. When I die, I want to be remembered by people. I want to have an impact on other people's lives, and I want to do that through professional wrestling. And the person that inspired me to do that was actually Seth Rollins, because I found myself. I think I'm very similar to him, at least when he was playing heel, because we're like the same height with the same build. And we have the same personality as well, at least when he was playing heel. And then when he won that title, it just like, I knew he came from an indie background as well, and he was once a nobody, and he worked his way up to WWE, which is why I found it inspirational. So I was like, if he can do it, then why can't I?
Right.
And that's when I decided.
So that's pretty recent. That's pretty recent. Do you have any other wrestlers, let's say from Attitude Era or from the golden era of wrestling, maybe?
I did really enjoy watching Batista when I was a kid, but I did want to be a professional wrestler when I was a kid. But then as I grew up, it just became like it became a childhood fantasy.
Okay.
And I didn't, yeah.
So I'm taking it you're pretty young. What's your age?
I'm 21.
21. Wow.
Yeah,
so you got in pretty young. That's good. That's from what I hear, it's a good age. It's good to start young in professional wrestling and then work the indie scene and then move up eventually to the main rosters of bigger promotions. Exactly. Yeah. So I'm assuming WWE is your go-to show.
That is my goal. Yes.
Okay. And so what I mean is, do you prefer watching WWE?
Yeah, I do prefer watching. NXT is actually my favorite show, but the Monday Night Raw is just like a bit too long. It's 3 hours long, and sometimes I just don't have time for that.
Yeah, exactly.
So
why did they change that? It's
just
too long.
It's too long.
Yeah. I agree.
Just put me on there, and it'll be fine. Because I can fill up the whole 3 hours, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. Why not?
Entertaining.
Why not?
Yeah.
See, you could go there and teach people how to say, "I'm Velvet Thunder."
Yeah, not bad.
I'm trying.
Not bad.
So, what other promotion would you be opposed to? Let's say working for Global Force Wrestling or Ring of Honor.
Yeah, the thing is that I want to have a lot of independent experience before I actually go to the WWE, because when I do that, I'll just be that much more ready for it. Because you see guys like Finn Balor and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn coming up, and they just like, they just become like world champions straight away. Except for Sami Zayn, but he's an odd case.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he started off as El Generico, and that did wonders for him. But he's not played that character on TV. But
they don't like him.
They don't, and for some reason, I mean, you'd be surprised. They prefer Kevin Owens over Sami Zayn, where generally
Kevin Owens is a beast. I love Kevin Owens.
He's a beast. So we're doing this interview right after. So it was the 6th of September, was it? This past week, SmackDown. That was the last 6th of September 2017. So Braun Strowman threw Big Show through the cage. And have you had a chance to watch Raw and SmackDown? I should ask you first.
I have not watched Raw. I've watched some parts of SmackDown. Yeah.
Okay, so would you want to discuss something, or do you want me to not talk about it until you?
Go ahead. So it's your interview, man.
Well, you're the person I'm interviewing, so I don't want to upset you. But
Well, you already have some.
SmackDown started with Kevin Owens going out and calling, well, kind of getting beaten up by Shane McMahon, which caused Shane McMahon to get suspended. Yeah. So that's what happened on SmackDown. So what's your take on WWE today? Do you enjoy it as much as you did when you were younger, or do you see flaws that need to be rectified? What's your stance on WWE today?
Okay, I don't enjoy it as much as I did when I was younger, because when you're younger, you have no idea that it's a work, and you have no clue what's going to happen next, so you eat up everything they give you. But now you're smarter, so you can kind of predict what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So it's just, yeah. That's basically the only reason that it lost its realism. Mm-hmm. So why I don't enjoy it as much anymore.
Right. So how do you view wrestling today? So if you would watch WWE as a child, as opposed to watching WWE today as an adult, but you yourself are a wrestler today. So how is it different?
There's a lot of storylines involved. I don't see WWE as a wrestling show anymore. It's more like a TV show to me now. Mm-hmm. That's how I view WWE. But wrestling companies like New Japan, there's a lot of wrestling on there. So if I want to watch some proper wrestling without any bullshit promos, then I'll probably just go to New Japan.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
I've been watching a lot of CZW as well lately. So.
Oh, CZW, that's gory. That's gory, man. Like that's really tough stuff. So you're in Philadelphia, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you're in Philly, and
I'm close to Philly.
So you're close to Philly, and I believe is Ring of Honor in Philadelphia?
It is in Philadelphia.
It is in Philadelphia, right? So are you planning on making your way, making Ring of Honor learn the knowledge of Velvet Thunder?
I am planning to enlighten them with my presence in January.
January. Okay, so you have a
January.
date. Okay.
I've got 4 months. I'll let them prepare for what I'm gonna bring to the table.
Okay.
I'll give them time.
Uh-huh.
And I'll head up. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a nice guy.
You're modest too. That's okay. So you have a set time that you want to enter Ring of Honor. That's good. Yes. You're pretty ambitious. That's great. So what weight category are you at now?
I am 200 pounds right now. I'm still working on it. I do want to be heavier, but I'm still 21. I still got time.
Right.
I work out like 3 times a week, so I'll get there eventually. Just timing thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're 21, man. Your metabolism must be super high as well. You're burning off everything you eat, so eventually that stuff will catch up, man. Trust me. I can.
I had a donut today.
A donut? That's it? One donut?
Just one donut for the whole day.
Well, you should eat more. You should need to pack on those pounds, man. What are you looking for? What's your aim? What weight class do you want to be at?
I want to be at least 220, but I want to be lean with like a six-pack. That's the look I'm going for.
Okay, man, donuts is not gonna help you that way, bro.
It won't.
But you know what?
That's why I had one.
That's what you?
That's why I had one.
Just one. Okay. So you came from Singapore, and how different is Singapore versus? I know you've been in the States for a very short time now, but what's the difference?
Okay, the weather. It's really cold here. I'm like inside my room and I have to wear this jacket because it's freezing. And also I noticed the people are very different here as well. In Singapore, people tend to be very energetic as well. Right. And and also Singaporeans are very quiet. And when I walk around the streets in the US, people just come up and talk to me. And I have to get used to that. Mm-hmm. I'm not a very talkative guy. So sometimes I'm just like, can you just piss off? But then if I'm in the mood, I will enlighten them with some Velvet Thunder.
Okay. Well, man, you need to be able to talk and cut promos, right? So I think you need to start fucking like talking.
So I just practice on strangers.
Yeah, exactly. Just cut promos on strangers, just walking down the road, just be like,
exactly.
Hey, nice pants, jackass,
Yeah, and then they can follow me on Instagram. Velvet Thunder Pro.
Yeah, yeah. Follow him, Velvet Thunder Pro on Instagram. I'll let you plug in all your stuff at the end. Don't worry about it. And so, aside from wrestling, can you tell me what your other passions are?
I really like weightlifting.
Okay.
I don't have that much other passion other than wrestling.
Really?
I just like, yeah, my whole life pretty much involves around wrestling at the moment. Everything I do is so that I can become a better wrestler.
Okay. I mean, well,
Yeah.
you left Singapore and you moved to the United States to pursue wrestling, right? So
Yeah.
that in itself is a huge deal. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I really want to make this my life.
Hmm. Well, good. You started young. That's really good. Perfect. Who's your all-time favorite wrestler?
Ah, damn, that's difficult, man. Shit. Hmm.
You have to think about it.
I had the most fun watching Batista.
Batista. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was my childhood hero, so
So
I'll just go with him.
how did you feel about Batista when he came back? When he was Blue Tista?
I mm, I wasn't watching wrestling at that point actually. I only started, yeah, I started at the Royal Rumble when he won, and
Okay.
I was really confused to why he was getting booed.
Right.
But yeah, but
So,
then I found
well,
it was
that's-
because of Daniel Bryan,
That was
and I didn't really like Daniel Bryan at that time.
well.
So, yeah.
Batista had made that was his triumphant return to WWE, and obviously, as you know, Daniel Bryan, the whole storyline with WrestleMania 30 coming up and everything. So there was a whole fiasco there with Batista, but that was a very unfortunate run, and I mean, for a Batista fan, that must have been hard.
Yeah, but at the same time, I saw Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns looked really, really fucking cool.
Yeah,
So I did want him to win,
yeah. At the
just because
time,
he looks cool,
exactly.
you know.
At that time, Roman Reigns was the shit, and
Yeah, he
today-
was the shit.
Well, today, let's not talk about Roman Reigns today.
He's not the shit anymore.
No, he's not.
He's still the shit in a way, in certain ways.
I mean, this might be a very unpopular opinion, but I think he's a great wrestler in the ring.
Yeah, he is.
You think so?
I do. Yeah, I do enjoy seeing him on my TV.
Uh-huh.
I like that he's on my TV. You know.
Okay. And what about outside WWE? Do you have any wrestlers that you look forward to watching or to perhaps work with in the future?
All my favorite wrestlers outside of the WWE are going to the WWE now. I do really enjoy watching Kenny Omega.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. If I want to study some wrestling, I do watch some Kenny Omega from time to time. Yeah.
That's a good place to start. I mean, what did you think of his series with Okada?
I have not watched that yet.
You haven't watched that?
No.
Oh,
I have not watched that.
you need to. Great matches. Kenny Omega is a good person to start
Yeah.
with. So, what about the Young Bucks?
I don't watch them that often.
No?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Young Bucks.
Oh. Well, I mean, you watch NXT, right? So,
Yeah, I do.
as you know, Adam Cole recently made his debut on NXT, and Adam Cole had previously worked with the Young Bucks quite a bit. And Adam Cole, I mean, I love Adam Cole. Adam Cole is
Yeah.
incredible. And
I think
stuff-
he'll be successful in the WWE.
I think he will. He's got a little bit of that Shawn Michaels flair, you know. He's got the long hair. He's good looking. He's got the build. He's got Red Dragon with him. So I mean, he has all the potential to do great things.
He's already in the main event scene for the NXT show, so
Exactly. So I mean, that just tells you that WWE has a lot of faith in him, and they pushed him into the main event, and I'm sure they're gonna want to push him onto the main roster as soon as they can. So
yeah.
So well,
I feel like that's what they did with Bobby Roode.
Yeah, exactly right. They did the same thing. What about Cody Rhodes? What's your take on Cody Rhodes?
I have not been watching him since he left the WWE.
Oh, okay.
I want to, but there's just so much wrestling to watch, you know. I can only watch one thing at a time. I can barely finish Monday Night Raw, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, the trainings must be tough, and all the time that you have to put in is difficult. So tell me, you call yourself Velvet Thunder. I understand that your friends gave you that name, and you weren't a
Yes.
huge fan of the name initially,
I
right?
was not. I
No,
am
but
now.
you are now. So how do you see yourself branding Velvet Thunder? Like where what stylistically, visually, just tell me what you want Velvet Thunder to be.
Hmm. I want myself to be very flashy. I will be ordering very flashy clothes. I want to have lightning logos all over my body. I
Okay.
don't want to give away too much, you know.
Uh-huh.
I don't want people stealing my brilliant ideas,
Uh-huh.
but yeah,
So
my colors will be red and yellow.
red and yellow, right? So your tights, I believe, at the battle royal in SPW were red with the yellow lightning bolts, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, but you're gonna modify that. You're gonna enhance it.
I will. Yeah,
Okay.
my tights are not complete yet.
Okay.
There's
Can you
something missing.
give us a sneaky peek into what we might be expecting? Like, can you compare it to a different wrestler?
I can.
Hmm.
It would be. It would be like a combination of Kenny Omega and Ric Flair.
Oh wow. So so you're telling me we're gonna be looking at perhaps tights but with a robe?
Yes.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, okay. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that happen. Um, should I? So okay. So I want to know what your end goal is at the end of your career. Let's say that the day of retirement is tomorrow, and what would you have want to have accomplished in all
I
your time?
want to become. I want to be the world champion at least one time, and honestly, I want to be the world champion more than one time because
We're talking
there are a lot
WWE,
of.
right?
Sorry.
We're talking WWE, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are a lot of guys that wins it like a couple times and they just like fade away into dust and nobody really remembers them.
Like who?
So, like Jack Swagger.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. I want to be one of those guys like Shawn Michaels and like Bret Hart. I want to be known as one of the greats, and that's like it takes a lot of effort, but I am willing to do it. I'm willing to put in the effort. You know.
Okay. That's. I mean, of course, everything happens with hard work, right?
It's easier said than done. I know that, but I think I can do it.
That's. I mean, yeah. Look, you have the motivation, you have the will to do it. That's all it takes. You just have to work your way into it, right? That's great. Your end goal is to be a world champion once, but are you not looking to be in the Hall of Fame one day, or be recognized like, hey, this is Velvet Thunder, and he gave me such good moments in my life, in my childhood. Do you want to
Definitely.
be? So do you want to be? Let's say maybe for me, for instance, I'm a huge Edge fan. I grew up watching Edge, and Edge was my favorite wrestler. And if you ask me today, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. Shawn Michaels is also on that list. So so what I'm asking you is, would you want to be that guy that like, hey, that's Velvet Thunder. I love that guy growing up, or do you not care about that, and do you just want to be, for myself, I just want to win a world championship, and I'm okay.
I do want to win a world championship just for myself, just for like an ego standpoint. But then again, I don't want them to say I love that guy growing up. I want them to say I hated that guy when I was growing up,
But in a good way.
in a good way.
In a good way. So you want a constant heel run.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
because
I just enjoy playing a heel more than a
yeah.
face.
Do you think it's easier playing a heel?
Yeah, definitely for me because I feel like I'm a natural heel, and
Uh-huh.
people tell me that all the time. So
Really? By looking at you, man, I'd say you're a baby face.
you think I'm a face?
Yeah.
I'm a good guy.
I would. Just by looking at you. Clean shaven, like your hair's all done right and everything.
Because I'm so good looking. It's meant to be a hero.
Uh, well, So you think it's, but then in today's day and age, I think it's so difficult playing a heel because look at Kevin Owens, look at AJ Styles. AJ Styles had to turn back to face because he couldn't get a boot to like save his life. That guy was he's just so good, and well, it's so tough.
The only people that get booed right now are the people that are insulting America.
Right. So we're talking Jinder Mahal Rusev.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't think of anyone else getting booed right now. And the people that sing, they get booed too.
Yeah, Aiden English. I don't know if you remember Jillian Hall, but Jillian Hall used to get booed all the time.
I remember that.
She'd purposely sing really bad. But so would you like to be the Jinder for Singapore?
I don't want to be the Jinder for Singapore because I want to be different. I want to be my own thing. I don't want to copy someone else. Plus, they already have one. They already have a Jinder Mahal, so
exactly.
They won't have a use for Love and Thunder.
Okay. So, if you were to pick a storyline that you enjoyed the most growing up, what storyline would you pick? Do any come to mind?
I would want to be the heel with the babyface chasing me and then putting him over in a big show.
Uh-huh. No, I'm talking about a specific storyline. Let's say, do you remember any growing up with any two wrestlers? And so, for example, I'll give you an example so you know what I'm talking about. Randy Orton versus Triple H before WrestleMania 25. The build to that match was incredible. The match was terrible, but the build to that match was incredible. It had me so invested, where Triple H goes to Randy's house and destroys it, and Randy RKO's Stephanie, or well, he DDTs her, kisses her in front of him. So, I mean, it was just insane. So that's what I'm asking. What storyline did you love growing up?
The one that I find the most memorable is Matt Hardy and Edge.
Oh yes, that's
that one was pretty intense.
That was very intense, yeah, because it had elements of reality to it, didn't it?
Yeah.
So
and that was I think I hated Edge a lot after watching that storyline. Yeah, I just hated that guy, man.
That's why I loved him. That's exactly why I loved him. I started loving Edge at that point where I said, you know what, this guy gets everyone to hate him so much, but he always wins. He has the hot girl, and he has the briefcase, and he's beating up the ex-boyfriend, and he's just winning in life, and it's amazing. So
maybe it's because I was jealous.
I mean, Lita was so fucking hot in that story. Insane. I don't know if you remember that wedding dress, but we'll have to move past because we'll be stuck on that wedding dress for days to come. Okay, Velvet. So tell me, from this point on, now that you have moved to the United States and now that you're settling there and everything, what is your first immediate plan to get noticed?
I'm planning to go to the CZW Academy, and I'll train with them, and I want them to notice me and get on the show.
So how will you do that?
That's my first step. Well, I'm going to go to the training center and be like, yo, I'm going to sign up.
Mm-hmm. But how do you want to get noticed?
Okay. What?
How would you get noticed?
Put on amazing performances.
Okay. I mean, that's one way to do it. So are you much of a high flyer?
I am not. I am a striker.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You should have done your research.
Yeah, that's true. I could have done a little better, but it's a little tough.
I've done a lot better.
Matches. Yeah. That. Okay. So you're planning on starting with CCW, and then after that, you want to move on to Ring of Honor, was it?
Yeah, that's my plan.
Okay. And you want to move to Ring of Honor, you don't really know the Young Bucks and stuff. That's going to be tricky, isn't it?
Well, they should know me, so I don't need to know them now. No. I've got time. I've got 4 months. I've told you this.
Yeah. Okay. So, you're from Ring of Honor. So, the WWE head office is in Stamford, Connecticut. Are you planning on moving closer and maybe, involve yourself there? Or what's your plan?
Not at the moment. I want to improve myself in the independent scene first, and really make a name for myself before I head off to the big leagues.
Right. That's gonna take some time.
It will.
Okay.
I'm willing to put in the time.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, right? Okay. Do you wanna? So tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at VelvetThunderPro, Twitter at VelvetThunderSG, and Snapchat at bar7.
Bar7.
That was like the best question you've asked me throughout this interview.
I'm sorry. I thought I was doing a pretty good job.
It's okay. You can improve. It's fine. Just like we discussed earlier. Perfection takes time.
Yeah. This is not the first time I've asked people questions, so yeah. You're.
What are you laughing
It's okay.
about?
What's that?
What are you laughing about?
What
I
am
didn't say anything funny.
What am I laughing about? I know.
No. Just thought of something funny in your head.
No, it's just I don't get why you're being so cocky.
Okay.
I'm just asking you questions, bro.
Okay, well, ask me another one.
Okay, I'll ask you another one. I don't know. I need to think of one.
Okay, well, if you don't ask me a question in another minute, I'm gonna fucking bounce, because it's taking too long.
Taking too long?
It's taking too long.
We've been here for like half an hour.
Oh.
I'm assuming you haven't.
I'm a busy man. I've got shit to do. I've got like 10 other podcasts to do today.
Okay. Are you trying to show off or something? I don't get it.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying
Okay.
that you have limited time.
Well, you wanted an interview, and I took the time to come out here and interview you. So I don't get why you're being so rude.
Well, don't pretend like you needed this interview more than I did. So we both know. Don't pretend like I needed this interview more than you did. See, I'm so pissed off now that I can't even put my words correctly. Shit.
Yeah, well, how are you gonna cut a promo if you can't string a sentence?
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, yeah. You know what? I to be honest, I don't even want to really ask you any questions now, because you're.
Did I hurt your feelings?
No, you didn't hurt my feelings.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. But
I don't want you to be upset. So.
Okay. Listen, dude, you're 21. Just relax, all right? If you're gonna get so cocky during interviews, you're not gonna be able.
All right, man. This is you're not asking me any questions, and there's literally nothing happening right now.
I laughed at something, and you just like completely just broke the flow of the entire interview. Like, what do you want me to do?
Okay, so well, this is fucking stupid. So I'm gonna leave. Okay.
What?
Cool. I'm gonna leave now. Okay.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
What the Okay. That guy's weird. That was fucking weird. What a fucking dickhead. I don't think I'm even gonna fucking upload this shit. So, if I ever decide to fucking upload this thing, I'm just gonna close it out. That was this Velvet Thunder kid. Moved to the States, don't know what the fuck this guy's gonna do. Well, like always, kayfabe jobber out.